A Nebraska teen who disappeared in an Arizona trip has been found dead in a bonfire pile. It's Stacy Cole and Carol Hughes. Carol filling in for Tony this week while he's on vacation. This story, I don't know what to say. It's about a Midwestern teen, 18 years old, just graduated from high school. Carol, off air, you said this was probably his first trip by himself. I'm sure you're right.
And he's from Gretna, Nebraska. I don't know. And in fact, I'll just Google it. I don't know how big Gretna, Nebraska is, but I'm going to guess it's 3,000 to 4,000 people. Maybe there's more. I don't know. But
I'm sure everybody knows the family. The victim's name is Parker League. He's 18 years old, was 18. He was found deceased last week in the remains of a bonfire pit in a remote area near Phoenix. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has described his death as a malicious act and stated that their homicide unit is actively investigating this case. Deputies responded to a report on June 12th regarding the discovery of a body in Bulldog Canyon. Local news reports indicate that the area, located in the Tonto National Forest, has been experiencing some issues with homelessness, drug use, and criminal activity. Now, the sheriff's office has not disclosed further details about the ongoing investigation into his death. The cause of death is still pending, but they did say that there was a malicious act. So I'm assuming they haven't released exactly what happened. He was reported missing by a family member on June 15th. Investigators discovered his belongings at a residence in Tempe where he had been staying. According to family members, they discovered two unusual transactions in his bank account. Somebody had used his debit card for purchasing food. They even attempted to pay their electricity bill with it. This is according to his brother, Hunter. His grandmother said that she's shocked and angry over the incident, stating that no words could adequately convey her feelings. He had just graduated from high school this past spring. So there's a lot of questions and unanswered details here.
Well, I did look. Gretna, Nebraska is 5,000 people.
See, you were so right. I had never heard of
it. Okay, so to me, you go to wherever the house where they were trying to pay their electric bill, and those seem like some pretty good suspects to me.
I would think so.
And it makes me think wherever he went to visit, maybe it's the same place. I don't know. Maybe he met someone when he was staying there and they stole his debit card and then they took him out there to do that to make it look like somebody else was doing it. But you're not going to make it look like someone else is doing it if you're using his debit card and purchasing food. You know, here's the thing, like every place has cameras these days.
Yep.
You know, you can go to Walmart and you make a purchase and they're like, oh, here's when your debit card was used and here's who was using it. Here's the video.
Absolutely. You can't go anywhere without being filmed.
So I don't know. It just seems to me whoever was using the debit card is probably a suspect in this.
I would think so. And I want to know about the people that he was staying with.
Yeah.
Were these friends? Did the parents know that he was staying there? Did he just go, you know what? I'm 18. I'm heading out on a road trip. I did that when I was 18. Did it many times in my 20s. Like I'm heading out on a road trip. And that there were no cell phones back then. So I'm kind of showing my age, but you know, you packed up your car and you just went somewhere. You just drove. And when you got tired, you checked in at a hotel somewhere and called it good and found a payphone to call mom and say, yeah, I'm okay. You know?
And it cost money to make a long distance call back then.
Exactly. So it was way harder. I mean, so somebody somewhere had to know something. Somebody's communicated with him, something.
Yes. And I was reading that he left on the 9th, was supposed to be back on the 12th. So I don't know if he drove there, flew there. I don't know how he got there. But then a family member reported him missing on the 15th.
So they hadn't heard from him, basically.
So his belongings are still at this residence.
Yeah.
There. And if that is the case, why aren't they saying, hey, dude, he hasn't come back for days. Like his stuff's all here. Where did he go?
Absolutely. Yep.
So there's something, this is one of those where they're not giving out much information, but I'll just bet they have this resolved pretty quick.
I hope so.
I do.
And
I hope for the family. My God, I can't even imagine.
the fact that they found his body in a fire pit. So, somebody was trying to cover this up in some way, it sounds like, too. So, again, somebody knows something. And I just, I'd hate to say 18-year-olds don't go out on your own, but you got to be careful if you're traveling by yourself. And, you've got to leave breadcrumbs. You've got to let people know where you are. Turn on your location services on your phone.
Well,
that kind of thing.
That's another thing. Like, there's got to be a whole bunch of data on his phone. That kind of shows where he was. And and do they have his phone? Where is the phone? Because, we've both been to those parties when we were young that they're out in the middle of nowhere. There's a bonfire. You're drinking and stuff. Nobody falls into the bonfire. People would help him out. So there's no accidental reason he would end up there.
No, it was probably somebody putting him there to hide what happened.
This just breaks my heart for his family.
Absolutely. It's a really sad situation.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.